I would like to welcome all parents, grandparents, friends, and relatives to commencement exercises for the graduating class of 2005. Would you please at this time turn off all cell phones and pagers so as not to be disruptive. It is now my pleasure to introduce Katie Streeter, Senior Class President, and Lindsay Stebbins, Senior Class Vice President, and ask them to come forward. Both Katie and Lindsay have been very involved while at DHS. In addition to being class president, Katie has been involved with Big Sisters, Student Council, and has played tennis, volleyball, and softball. She will be attending Albion College, where she plans to go into dermatology and will major in pre-med. Lindsay, too, has been very involved. She has participated in NHS, OB, DAR, Big Sisters, and Students for International Understanding, while working and taking care of her responsibilities with the class of 2005. Lindsay plans to study economics and law at Hillsdale College. Please join me in welcoming Katie and Lindsay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Looking back on the past 4 years, it seems as if we have gone through an infinite amount of emotions and experiences in just a split second. But there's no avoiding the fact that it did take 4 years to achieve the unity that can be seen today in various stories of our collective past. As freshmen, our world had been shaken by terrorism, yet we were able to impress the students and staff at Davison High School by keeping up our courage and our spirit. We didn't allow ourselves to get intimidated by world events or the upperclassmen and our new surroundings. By the time we had completed our first homecoming, taking first in homecoming flow building, we had a certain respect, and it became evident that the class of 2005 was capable of achieving greatness. The confidence and energy that we felt that first September enabled us to dive right into what has been an amazing 4 years. As we graduate today, each of us is left with an endless supply of memories. During our freshman year, our greatest ambition was to always look cool in the hallways, even though we were lost and couldn't open our lockers. Our middle school promises of endless friendships were lost in the commotion as we changed and we grew and met new people.
Fortunately, that stage passed quickly, and we moved into our sophomore year feeling the thrill and confidence of having a driver's license. Our commitment to our class became apparent in our dedication to fundraisers. Somewhere between hauling around boxes of candy and freezing our butts off at car washes, we became cohesive and learned the true meaning of teamwork. When we lost 2 of our classmates, we were forced to grow and grow together. We were changed dramatically by that experience, and our loss has left a permanent imprint on us all. As juniors, we broke the long-standing powder puff tradition by taking the victory away from the seniors, which was a good start to a demanding year. We really had to focus that year, preparing for the MEEP, the dreaded ACTs, and the organization of prom. Somehow we managed to pull it all off with flying colors, and that year we realized that time can pass pretty quickly as you look back on your life, or pretty slowly depending on which class you happen to be in. Approaching our final year of high school brought mixed emotions. Our last football game at Collins Stadium, our last school play, our last dance. It was a series of endings that served to remind us all that the future is unavoidable. Our excitement grew with each college application that was filled and making plans for the beginning of our lives.
Throughout our years together, we have made memories that we'll remember forever and others that we'll want to forget. Whether they are good or bad, they will leave an everlasting impression on all of us.
Don't forget to save time to cherish every moment. Count not the months, but the moments. We can sum up this whole concept with one word: remember. Remember who you are today. Remember who you want to become. Remember who your friends and your family are, and remember where you came from. Remember the good times and the bad times, and know that without both, you cannot be the person that you are today.
We also fully realize that our accomplishments are not entirely our own. Many people have stepped up to guide and encourage us. We would like to thank our parents, our teachers, and our community for guiding us and their support. We especially need to thank our teacher sponsors, Mr. Wahlberg, Mr. Bell, and Mr. Chorley, along with Mr. and Mrs. Bennett, and my mom and dad. We couldn't have done it without you guys. As president and vice president of our class for the past 4 years, it has been an honor for Lindsay and I to represent all of you. Congratulations, class of 2005. We did it.
Yeah!
Thank you, girls. Davison Community Schools has been fortunate over the years to have an exceptional group of men and women. Schools has been fortunate over the years to have an exceptional group of in Davison the best it can be. And it is through their dedication that Davison is one of the most respected school districts in this county. I'm sure that you appreciate their hard work and dedication as much as I do. Serving this group as president is Mr. Mark McGlashan. Mr. McGlashan was a Davison graduate himself a few years ago and has been a member of the board now for 7 years. Mr. McGlashan has just completed his first year as board president and will continue in that capacity this next year. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I now present to you Mr. Mark McGlashan.
Teachers during my tenure at Davison. Welcome from the Board of Education to all of you in the class of 2005. I'd also like to welcome as well your parents, family, and friends who are joining us here today. It was a warm June afternoon 29 years ago at Collins Field that I was experiencing what you are today. Like you, my 460 classmates and I from the Davison High School class of 1976 were eager to start life after high school, determined to make a difference, yet nervous about what was to come. As a DHS alumnus, it is with great pride that I stand here before all of you today, the 300-plus member group of the class of 2005. While much has changed since I walked the halls of Davison High School, one thing will always remain. It was a great year to be a senior at Davison High School. Let me explain why. The class of 2005, 160 of you earned a grade point average of 3.0 or higher, and 30 of you have GPAs of 3.9 or above. 60 of you have earned community service corps, logging more than 9,000 hours of community service. The 2004-2005 school year was the year that the varsity wrestling team was state champs for the 4th consecutive year in a row. And the hockey team was the regional champs for the 4th year in a row as well. And all of our athletes continue to make us proud. It was the year that the DECA Club set a record number of students to the Nationals. The DTV crew swept the National Columbia Scholastic Press Association Awards. And for the first time in at least a decade, all 3 DHS bands received first division ratings at the Michigan School Band and Orchestra Festival. It was the year that the varsity choir sang at Carnegie Hall, and the Choraleers Ensemble received a 1 at the State Solo and Ensemble. It was also a good year for DHS art students, the Key Club, Quiz Bowl, and Electronics Club. And it was the year of the Music Man. It was the year 8 athletes signed scholarships with NCAA colleges and universities. This graduating class is a source of great pride to the community, and the community supports each and every one of you. I've always believed that the most important part of Davison Community Schools is the word community. Remember the importance of supporting your community as you go about achieving the success in your life, and hopefully someday one of you will be standing here as school board president. On behalf of the Board of Education, I wish this fascinating, talented, and skilled group much success in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McGlashan. While the senior members of the choir get into position for their selection, let me say a few words about the white community service cords that you see on many graduates here this afternoon. Would those wearing the white cords please stand for a moment? People who volunteer in their local communities are valuable assets. In an effort to promote the spirit of volunteerism, a community service program was created at Davison High School. This program encourages and rewards students who are making a significant contribution to their community. Each of these students standing before you have volunteered a minimum of 120 hours, many of them a lot more than that, during their 4 years at Davison. I would like to personally thank Susan Smith, a strong supporter of community activities, who contributes the cords and a community service scholarship each year in memory of her father, Mr. Donald Smith. My congratulations to each and every one of you young men and women standing before me for the hours you have contributed to these programs. Please join me in a round of applause for these caring young people. We are very proud of our choral music department, which is under the direction of Mrs. Cheryl Kennedy. The varsity choir has been busy as always with festival and the production of an old favorite, Music Man. It's been our pleasure to have the addition of a pit orchestra under the direction of Mr. Jim Schuster. Together they have made this tradition an endeavor of the music department at Davison High School. Davison is not only fortunate to have talented directors such as Mrs. Kennedy and Mr. Schuster, but also to have very talented young people in our programs. Ladies and gentlemen, I now give you the varsity choir under the direction of Mrs. Cheryl Kennedy and accompanied by Mrs. Beth Walsh, singing Fences by Andre Thomas.
Ocean
Thank you, choir. Students, at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the commencement speaker for the graduating class of 2005. Each year, the seniors select a teacher to speak at their graduation. This year, they've selected Mr. Richard Zeller. Mr. Zeller has taught chemistry in Davison for a number of years, although he made me promise not to tell how many, and has done an excellent job of preparing students for their college chemistry courses. I suspect very few students, much less staff, realize that he also taught math when he first came to Davison. Mr. Zeller is well known around the school for his somewhat dry sense of humor, and has been known to tell students on snowy or icy days that they're being sent home just as soon as the buses can get there. Of course, he neglects to tell them until they ask that they're arriving about 2:30, the same as usual. Davison has been very fortunate to have Mr. Zeller on staff, and it is with great pleasure that I now bring Mr. Zeller on stage as your graduating speaker. Mr. Zeller.
To the class of 2005, thanks for having me. Soon after I was asked to speak, a senior girl approached me as to what I was going to talk about. At that time, I really didn't have much of an idea, so I asked her for some suggestions. She said what I talked about wasn't really important, but make sure you tell some stories that are funny. After being about 40-some years old and teaching for 34 years, I've accumulated a lot of funny stories. And as my students know, all my stories are true. Over the past year, the Davison community has been quite concerned with the concept of role models, and has even received national attention. So I started thinking about this role model thing, and came up with an idea that I thought had commencement address potential. I went to one of my BFFs, that's code, who was fairly conservative, and I said I wanted to speak about positive role models and responsibilities that went along with this subject. I wanted to be cleverly subtle to get my ideas across, so I said to my BFF, please be honest with me. I said, I'm a chemistry science type of guy, so instead of talking about people, I'll talk about elements. Now, some elements have good characteristics, and they also have negative ones. Also, I'm going to form a special kind of group, a table, and let some elements in, and not let some elements in. He said, I don't quite understand. He said, give me an example. I said, well, take gold. It's worth a lot of money, over $400 an ounce if you didn't know. If I had bought it at $300 an ounce, I would not be here. It's shiny, desirable, a great conductor of heat and electricity, has many great qualities, but it has a downside. People are robbed for it and killed for it. So should I let it into this great table of elements or not? He said, I get it. What a brilliant idea. His words, I want you to know. But he continued to know this might upset some people. They might think that graduation is not an appropriate forum for this controversial subject. He said, you need to be careful. I said, okay, thanks for the input, and went to my second BFF. I have two. I ran the same idea past him, and he said immediately, brilliant idea. His words. I love it. Go for it. The problem, of course, was this guy was a professed liberal, so how could I trust his judgment? I thought, how many times in my short life, about 40-some years, had I heard these two different approaches in so many areas? From the time we were little, we hear far more often, be careful, than we hear, go for it. We even had a Sunday school song, I call it the Be Careful song. It kind of went like this, I'm not going to sing it. It said, be careful, little hands, what you do. Be careful, little hands, what you do. There's a father up above looking down with tender love. So be careful, little hands, what you do. And then it went on to say, be careful, little eyes, what you see. And then be careful, little ears, what you hear. But it might have had other body parts we were supposed to be careful with, but I don't remember those. I thought, what if we changed the words from be careful to go for it? Little hands, eyes, ears. Would that be better? As I grew up, I noticed a parental difference with this be careful concept. For example, my mom said, careful many times and still does. Dad would say something a little different, hopefully with the same intention. For example, I'm crossing the street, Mom would say, be careful, look both ways. Dad simply said, don't get hit by a car. Driving the car for the first time, Mom heard, be careful. Dad, simply don't wreck the car. On dating, your mom would say, my mom said, be careful, and Dad says, don't do anything stupid. And this reminds me of my first true story. At the age of 14, about 25 years ago or so, I was given the responsibility of babysitting my 10-month-old niece at my house. As my parents left, the parting words from Mom, of course, were be careful, and from Dad, don't burn the house down. I put some formula on the stove to warm, took the baby downstairs to watch the 1968 Summer Olympics along with Butchie Boy, my part toy Manchester and Davison. The occurrence of that canine combination is a whole different, inappropriate story for today. After a brief period of time, I heard a strange crackling sound coming from upstairs. I went up to investigate. The entire kitchen wall of cupboards was on fire. I quickly got Butchie Boy out, remembered the baby, and put the baby in the doghouse, and went back into the inferno to save the house. I went to the kitchen faucet, filled up a milk bottle. I thought that was dumb. I went to the phone. Nobody answered at the fire department, so I left it off the hook. I went outside to yell fire. We live out in the country. I saw the garden hose, went back inside and put the fire out just as the firemen arrived. Within 20 minutes, Mom and Dad arrived back home. Fire truck in the driveway. Mom asked, is everybody okay? Dad said, I thought I told you not to burn the house down. Now, it is not unreasonable that your parents wish you to be careful. Parents wish to protect you from physical, emotional, or even spiritual harm. I came across this article in a journal entitled, Risky Business Goes Unnoticed in Teens' Brains. The gist of the article was that teenagers should be the world's best drivers, based upon their physical ability, but they're not, because the region of the brain that inhibits risky behavior is not fully developed until the age of 25. It had been previously thought that the highest level of brain maturity was 18. That means, for your parents, 7 years. How do I put these ideas together? Will you always be careful or always go for it? Nike's promotion of just do it implies that if you wear something with a swoosh on it, anything is possible. Gatorade, with its advertisement of colored sweat and motto, is it in you, implies that if you just drink Gatorade, great things are possible. Holiday Inn Express says you can do and be anything if you just sleep at their hotel. Can you imagine what you can accomplish, the class of 2005, if you just had swish on your clothes and shoes, drank Gatorade at the same time, and slept at Holiday Inn Express? I was in church a few Sundays ago, my eyes closed, resting them, trying to figure out how to put this together, and I heard this voice penetrate my thoughts. The voice says, if you're going to enjoy the thrills, you gotta have the skills. This is the message part. I said a brief prayer of thanks to the minister. This was perfect. There are so many thrilling experiences in life to go for, but to truly enjoy them, now I said truly enjoy them. People repeat things when it's important. There has to be some form of skill preparation. A simple way to say that is look before you leap, but we're going to add on there, before you leap, prepare, look, and then leap. This skill preparation is the form of quality of education. Practicing athletics, music, or art, or theater, or something as simply as listening to others. Of course, this reminds me of a perfect story to illustrate this point. All my stories are true. About 10 years ago, when I was in my early 30s, my wife and I took a trip to a place in Canada called Banff. It had been a dream of mine to stay in Banff Springs Hotel and ski the local mountains. After a few months to get physically in shape, we arrived in Canada and went to the Lake Louise ski area. After a few green warm-up runs, I looked at the map and found an inviting, nice, long, blue intermediate run. I said, let's go for it. My wife, not quite as skilled as myself, reluctantly agreed. As we approached the lift line, a beautiful woman in tight black ski pants was yelling, single, single. I'm sure it was to me. But I politely refused, as I was with my wife, who was even more beautiful with even tighter black ski pants. We arrived at the run with a little difficulty. It was totally void of skiers. I mean, no one was in sight. This was perfect. I said, let's go, baby. I sometimes call her baby. She nodded. Let's be careful. I let her go first. The more skilled skier always stays back in order to help the less skilled if necessary. 100 yards down the slope, it became really apparent why no one was there. The run had become icy with large trunks of hard snow. Difficult skiing, but I had the skill to enjoy the thrill. My wife became apprehensive, muscles tightened, and words, I told you we shouldn't have taken this. I like green. I'm taking off my skis and walking down. Not a good idea, I replied. We're at 12,000 feet. She disregarded my advice. She didn't listen. Took her skis off. Her tight black ski pants became her enemy. She started sliding down the mountain. She had no edge, unable to control or stop. There was a cliff to the right, trees to the left. It was certainly thrilling for her as she slid down the mountain. I skied beside her, gently explaining that I had told her not to take off her skis. She called me something that would have upset my mother. You see, she was not enjoying the thrill because she didn't have the skill. So graduates, what do? Do you be careful? Do you go for it? Do you go for it carefully? There's a popular song out now by Tim McGraw that might help you make your choice. The song reflects on how a 40-year-old man, very close to my own age, evaluated his life as a result of a serious illness. In talking to his friend, the friend asked, what did you do? How did you react to this news? Now, I looked up the words on the internet, because sometimes you mumble words when you have a song and you really don't know the words, but I thought this song fit. He said, I was finding the husband that most of the time I wasn't, and I became the friend would like to have. And all of a sudden, going fishing wasn't such an imposition, and I went 3 times the year I lost my dad. Well, I finally read the good book, and I took a good, hard, long look at what I'd do if I could do it all again. Then, I went skydiving. I went rocket mountain climbing. I went 2.7 seconds on a Fu Manchu, and I loved deeper and spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I've been denying. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. To live like tomorrow was a gift, and you got eternity to think about what you do with it. Now, I thought this song is a good summation. But if you go out of here and decide to do the skydiving thing, go to a reputable school, be careful, prepare, and don't tell your mom. But wait, Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zeller. While the senior members of the band join the rest of the band to prepare to perform, let me take a moment to recognize those people who have or will be assisting with today's program and presentation of graduates. If these people would please stand when I introduce them. Mrs. Christina McWilliams, Mrs. Carrie Ferguson, and Mrs. Sherry Steinkraus for the program, the student lineup, organization of the procession, and all of their behind-the-scenes work. Mr. Dale Miller and Mr. Scott Thurlow for backstage organization of students. Mrs. Tom Zach and Mr. Tom Tuttle for organizing the teachers in their line. Assisting with the conferring of diplomas will be Superintendent Mr. Clay Perkins and the Board of Education, consisting of Mr. Mark McLashon, Mrs. Karen Conover, Mr. Dale Green, Mr. Kevin Loeffler, Mr. Kim Lindsay, Mr. Greg Streeter, and Mrs. Kathleen Sudia. Reading of the roll will be done by Assistant Principals Mr. of talent. Whether you are blessed with artistic abilities, mathematical skills, scientific reasoning, literary skills, the ability to repair an automobile, or whatever it might be. Whatever your talents are, I would challenge you to use them and go out in this world and make your dreams come true. To the parents and grandparents in the audience today, on behalf of the faculty of the Davison Community Schools, I say thank you for allowing us to be a part of your children's lives in education. We have endeavored to provide the best education possible for these students, but you, the parents and relatives, have played an important role in that process. Without your support and encouragement, many of these students would not be sitting here today. It is because of the importance you have played in their education and the importance you put on their education that these students have achieved and prospered as well as they have. Students, would you join me in thanking your parents with a round of applause? Thank you. It is now my great pleasure to present the class of 2005 to the Board of Education. These students seated before you have met or exceeded graduation requirements of Davison High School. Mr. Perkins and the board, I now turn the class over to you for the conferring of diplomas.
Thank you, Mrs. Shepard. Before presenting the class of 2005 to the Board of Education for the conferring of diplomas, I want to first thank the many members of our teaching and administrative staff who are assembled here behind me and on the floor. They are a very talented group of people, and they are here today to demonstrate the pride they have in our students' accomplishments. Our teachers from kindergarten through high school are interested in the success of every student. They have chosen to spend this afternoon witnessing this graduation ceremony because they care. Thank you, staff. And now, let's turn our attention to the purpose of today's ceremony. Members of the Davison High School class of 2005, milestones are part of life, and perhaps the most important milestone in each of your lives so far will be recognized here on this stage today. However, you are not finished. In order to move to the next milestone in your life, you must continue your educational journey. Whether you have decided to attend a four-year university, community college, or some other form of post-high school training, please leave Davison High School knowing that our teachers and our staff will continue to be available to help you. We care about your success wherever it takes you, and we want to continue to be supportive and help you as you move forward in life. You are an outstanding collection of unique individuals, and we are very proud of each and every one of you. So now, members of the Davison Board of Education, it is my great honor to inform you that upon recommendation of Principal Kay Shepard and the faculty, the students seated here before you have indeed fulfilled each and every requirement necessary for graduation from Davison High School. And therefore, members of the class of 2005, beginning with the first row, I invite you to rise and step forward to receive your diplomas.
Stephanie Diane Maya. Zachary D. Denkins. Nicholas Aaron Bachman. Jennifer Lynn Ware. Laura Lynn Carroll. Michelle Christine Dick. Levi Houston Henson. Stephanie Ann Van Steenberg. Kara Elizabeth Zdenek. Lori Ann Kimash. Elizabeth Dahl. Katie Streeter. Lindsay Kathleen Stebbins. Morgan Nicole Green. Jessica Lee Hempel. Katie Lynn Brooks. Amanda Michelle Rossman. Cassie Lynn Elder. Kayla Ann Bennett. Kelly Denise Galanska. Ricky Allen Kelly Jr. Stephanie Erin Davis. Derek Douglas Klein Hansen. Katie Lynn Clugston. Bridget Michelle Charlin. Lisa Ann Seymour. Daniel James Raybeck. Megan Ray Lindsay. Michael Casey Law. Nicholas James Hendricks. Seth Thomas Adams. Aaron Robert Alexander. Christopher Sean Allen. Kevin Dwayne Allen, II. Derek Ryan Alonzi. Thomas Edward Alvey. Jennifer Christine Amble. Thomas James Anthony IV. Amanda Ashley Argue. Jason Dean Avery. Nicholas Charles Bador. John Allen Baker II. Tara Ray Balcom. Jacob Stephen Manuel Iriti Bala. Eric Todd Barkman. Marianne Lee Beamer. Emily Joy Bellant. Brittany Paige Berlin. Christopher William Berry. Gabrielle G. Bickerstaff. Jason Michael Binder. Blessing. Melissa Ann Bone. Quinn Roger Boyce. Lorenzo Latrell Bradford. Jessica Faye Graham. Derek Paul Bratton. Christina Marie Brooks. Amanda Marie Brookshire. Ashley Nicole Brown. Justin Bradley Brown. Kimberly Lynn Bryant. Nathan Daniel Bundy. Aaron John Bunker. Kathleen Lynn Burwell. Christy Lynn Canoy. Joshua Matthew Carlson. Erica Renee Carpenter. Samantha Jean Carr. Rachel Renee Carey. Adam James Kavanaugh. Ashley Kendall Chief. Cassie Louise Christopher. Ashley Nicole Clark. Kelly Van Clark. Timothy Joseph Cox. Andrew James Colwell. Robert William Cotter. Marcia Lynn Crawford. Chad Thomas Crystal. Bethany Nicole Curtis. Scott Michael Daly. Kyle Stephen Darling. Charles Tufts Davis. Jessica Lee Davis. Emily Rose Day. Cody Lee Dean. Felicia Marie DeJean. Nicole Marie Delmage. Lauren Segrist DeMars. Matthew Stephen Dybzinski. Christy Lynn Dockery. Timothy Edward Dolan II. Justin Jeffrey Doran. Sir John Albert Hortenzio. Candace Kuhn Doucette. DeBuck. Lasine Abraham Dukuli. Jeffrey Max Dunn. Joshua Leroy Hedgen. Jessica Ann Fetcher. Christina Marie Fenn. Tiffany Lee Flood. Nicole Elizabeth Frankie. Matthew Robert Frawley. Brandon James Freeman. Michael John Freeman. Jessica Caitlin Frizzell. Nicholas Lee Frost. Kyle John Gagnon. Dana Renee Gepfrey. Allison Danielle Girding. Paul Ryan Gerke. Christopher Robert Giffel. Krista Marie Gilbert. Allison Michelle Gingrich. Whitney Brooke Goebel. Emily Ruth Gooder. Ruben Gonzalez III. Mallory Rochelle Goodar. Cody J. Goodell. Jessica Kathleen Ordanian. Sarah Elizabeth Gould. Ian Michael Graham. Samantha Jo Green. Sharon Catherine Gregson. Joshua Douglas Griffin. Eric Glenn Gubanczyk. Michael James Guffey. Sally Jane Gunter. Miranda Kathleen Haas. Nicholas Alexander Hale. Alan Stewart Hall. Mark Anthony Hall, Jr. Jamie Ann Harper. Alicia Hart. Heather Crystal Haskins. Shane Aaron Hawley. Cody Lee Heyer. Kaylee Renee Hilgendorf. Emily Marie Hill. Craig Joseph Hitchcock. Sabrina Lynn Holton. Houston. Zachary Ryan Huff. Joshua Joseph Houston. Adam Robert Iyer. Shauna Lee Isaacson. Michael Robert Johnson. Michelle Lee Johnson. Robert Jeffrey Jones. Alicia Renee Joswick. Russell Francis Kaffenberger. Roy Lino Kaspar. Brett Martin Kenny. David Anthony Ketchmark. Sarah Marie Keemack. Angela Kristen Kenny. Matthew William Clayford. Chase Matthew Klecker. Hanno Ulrich Kleinfeld. Michael Dean Knapp. Robert John Canuti. Adam Edward Hawes. Jennifer Lynn Pelkowski. Robert William Reiner. Justin T. Lackey. Christopher Michael Lang. James Lang. Laura Lockwood. Todd James Lavicto. Silvana Lehman. Megan Sue Lazat. Catherine Diane Looney. Sarah Renee McFarland. Devin William James Macklin. Daniel Thomas McGarrett. Matthew Ryan Madden. Allison Amanda Matson. Zachary Brandon McGuire. George Yusuf McCarroll. Amanda Faye Matzenbach. Rebecca Ann Moffett. Sarah Christine McCarthy. Holly Ann McCartney. Tracy Ann McGuire. Alyssa May McKenna. Michael David McMahon. Justin Michael Susan Lynn Morey. Ashley Therese Morgan. Ashley Lynn Morgan. Justin Daniel Morgan. Matthew James Moss. Ashley Nicole May. Mackenzie Marie Nolan. Cassandra Nicole O'Brien. Dayla Ann Aden. Douglas Mark Olds II. Katie Lynn Pulaski. Alyssa Ann Palmer. William Todd Parker II. Joshua Jacob Hall. Ashley Christine Payne. Joseph D. Beckloff. Sarah Christina Benoyer. Michael Francis Perry. Travis Douglas Perry. Trevor Donald Perry. Sarah Elizabeth Phelan. Gina Marie Billy. Melissa Ann Poisson. Alicia Renee Potter. Amber Marie Potter. Jordan Lee Revo. Carly Sue Rice. Joshua James Reese. Trisha Marie Quinn. James Gordon Rita III. Angela Lynn Royal. Jacqueline Marie Reynolds. Kevin Matthew Reynolds. Andrew J. Ridley. Amanda Rochelle Ritt. Jessica Lee Schofield. Sandy Cherie Shango. Danielle Ray Shaw. Kenneth Shelby. Amanda Marie Shiner. Adam Shipley. Ashley Celestina Schuler. Kyle Brandon Simon. Angela Lynn Slusher. Matthew Ryan Smith. Raymond Sebastian Smith. Tabitha Joe Smith. Stephen David Solas. Daniel Alexander Spicer. Teresa Lynn Stacy. Shane Brennan Steinleather. Michael James Strahan. Robert Allen Stratton Jr. Nicole Taylor Suma. Karen Lynn Sutton. Jason Stewart Swan. Bradley Joseph Sims. Rachel Ann Taylor. Robert Henry Taylor. Megan Michelle Thompson. Ronald William Thurlow. Johannes Fish. Jennifer Ann Unger. Nicole Nicholas James Varner. Kara Nicole Ferguson. Kevin James Walsh. Anthony Justin Walter. Thomas Jeffrey Webb. Edward Wayne Reeks. Dennis Craig Luis. Aaron James Well. Kelly Wenzel. Susan Wheeler. Derek H. Wheeler. Ryan Ashley Ward. Jason Charles Whitman. Stacy Linda Woodson. Matthias Tina Janae Allen.
While the choir members serve as advisors for the singing of the alma mater, the senior class president, Katie Streeter, has come forward to lead fellow students in the traditional moving of the tassel to signify that you are now officially Davison High School graduates and alumni. Graduates, please stand for the moving of the tassel.
Let's go. Let's go.
Would the audience please stand and join us in singing the Davison High School alma mater, which is printed on the back of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it's my pleasure to present to you the
all stand together for the invocation this morning?
This evening, please. Let's pray together. Our Father in heaven, we come before you and we thank you for this joyous occasion that we celebrate this milestone with the young people graduating from high school. We realize that there have been a lot of people in their lives to bring them to this point. We thank you for faithful parents who have brought them up and sought to train them. We thank you also for teachers who have been there. We thank you for the good teachers here that have been such an encouragement and help to them through the years. And then, Lord, we thank you for the young people and all the work that they've put into studying and just persevering in being out to school and seeking to do their work and to learn. And we realize that this isn't the end, but the beginning of a long journey. And Lord, we would ask for your blessing upon the young people in the days ahead as they choose vocations and mates and friends in life. We pray that you'd give them wisdom and give them a good life in the days ahead. And so we would ask for your blessing upon them and upon this ceremony this evening. In Jesus' name, amen.
Good evening. My name's Clay Perkins. I'm Superintendent of Schools, and it is my great honor and pleasure to welcome you all here this evening. There are several large milestones in each of our lives. Starting kindergarten is one, reaching 16 and beginning to drive is another, and graduating from high school is yet another. Each milestone has its own unique prominence, and I think the milestone you will witness here tonight is perhaps the most significant to date in the lives of these young people. But as I'm sure you know, this must only be a beginning. In today's competitive work environment, a high school diploma is most often not enough to get through employers' doors. What is required today, and even more so in the future, is extended training of some form. Whether you, as new high school graduates, attend community college, a four-year university, or learn a specific skill in some other way, the security of your future depends upon continuing your education. Please know that our school district and the Davison Alternative Education High School is here to assist you as you pursue education in any way that we can. I am very proud of each of you, graduates, and I'm very proud of the alternative education program from which you are graduating tonight. I am also grateful for the parents and friends who are here tonight for their part in making each of you a successful young adult. I offer you all of my best wishes for a bright future.
Tonight we have three members of the graduating class who will speak to all of us, and we'll begin with Mr. Ren Skura. Ren?
When in high school, we always dream about this moment. We dream about walking across the stage and how everything has to be perfect, but we never realize that we are leaving our friends, these wonderful teachers, and going out into the real world. We have made these friends who we have grown close to for over 4 years. These classmates who we have expressed our deepest and darkest emotions to under the saddest and happiest of times. People who we have shown all of our emotions to in every situation. When asking adults, how many people from high school do you still talk to? Usually they say few or none. When we all graduate in our life, the time is supposed to be set as perfect. We have to take this moment and make it count, because this might be the last time any of us see or even talk to each other ever again. These teachers who we see every day for 4 straight years, these teachers don't only care about our education, but about our experiences. As this happens, teachers and students bond. I am as fortunate as many of you are as well to have bonded to many of these teachers. With many different teachers and the styles and personalities, different attributes that make us like them. From country music to aliens, from funny jokes to funny hair, and even our own personal DJ. These teachers try to make these experiences the best they could ever be, and they still help us succeed. For most of us after high school, it's as easy as college, simple and easy. But for some of us, it's a long and hard, complicated process that we really have to ponder upon. There are some of us starting careers. There are others starting families. Either way, I know all of us will make a great decision and a great choice. As we get onto the real world, we all have to realize that all decisions we make become real. It's not a suspension or a long talk in the office, but they become very, very real. As freshmen, we always say, I can't wait till we get out of here, or I don't like being here. I personally now never want to leave, but I know with the experience that these teachers have gave me, I will become a great person, as well as all you will, and we will teach the others the same ethics.
Ms. Sarah Perkins.
In the center of town, there stands a small school that sits in the shadows of another. Inside this school, we have all grown to realize that two people can look at the same thing and see something totally different. And because of this, within the walls of our school, our students have become unique in their own individual way, bringing us here in front of you this evening. We all love our principal, Mr. Whitman. From every Christmas dinner to Guys and Gals Day, Mr. Whitman has done everything he could to help us succeed. He has taught us not to live in the shadow, but to realize the importance of our own self-worth. Not only have I grown academically, but I have learned lessons that will last me a lifetime. Now that high school is really over, I'm scared of this big change, and I am sad to see it be finished. But I decided that I won't cry because it's over. I will smile because it happened, and I will walk away a better person. From the alternative graduating class of 2005 will come many great things. We have all had our share of ups and downs, and we have learned how to deal with whatever comes our way. And I believe this is a quality that will help us all to become successful one day. Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, wow, what a ride. What a ride it's been. Congratulations to the senior class of 2005.
Did you really need to put down that low? We are all gathered here today to witness and celebrate someone's success. Being here is a great honor, and we all have definitely earned this day. Each of us all come from different backgrounds, environments, and even worlds. But there's one thing that brings all of us together, and that is these wonderful educators and this rewarding program. I doubt if I speak for myself, when if it was not for these things, I would not have had a chance to make it this far, or would I be standing here today. When I first entered this program, I was certainly bent out of shape. I did not have a care in the world, and I did not have an interest in school whatsoever. When I first met Mr. Whitman, I had a very bad impression of what this adventure was going to be like, until each day started passing by faster than the next. Yes, it started off rough and rocky, but then it became smooth and pleasant. Sure, I would still face many difficulties, but as the bonds between the teachers and I grew, I did not have to face these difficulties alone. That is what's so great about this program and these people. You're never alone. As every day passed, the trust just seemed to get better and better. If you ask me, this is one of the best programs. Not only are you getting knowledge, but you are also getting closer to those who are wiser and have seen much more, which is a great benefit because it can definitely help during the rough times. This is the best decision I've made in my life, and trust me, I haven't always made the greatest decisions. As time grew near to the day we would say our goodbyes, some felt relief and yet sadness. At least now we can wake up and actually find self-worth and be proud of ourselves that our biggest accomplishment was soon coming. Although many are scared of what life may have in store for them, I believe it is okay because of the people who cared for us have prepared us for the world that lies ahead. They found faith, and that convinced me that we will do just fine as long as we stay who we are. Once again, being proud and believing is the key because anything is possible. Sure, we may make mistakes, but making mistakes is the best part. A wise person told me that it is important to remember that we all make mistakes, but it's having the ability to learn from them so we do not make the same mistake twice. And that is the best part, doing something and learning not to do it again for your future reference. And what's a better way to learn than from yourself? It seems like just yesterday we entered through the doors of our adolescent lives, making mistakes, judging others, getting Mr. Whitman to wear a tutu, watching Mr. Wilson dyeing his hair red, all the pie and cake eating contests, and just enjoying our teenage years. All those things are coming to a halt as we stand here tonight and become adults. But for those who are worried, it's okay because it just seems it will all happen again, just in a different stage. Like the awkward feeling, the uncertainty, but it will all dwindle down once we all get settled in. I will never forget the people around me and my peers. We've all suffered, cried, laughed, enjoyed, and just had fun. As different as we all may seem, we are much alike. As pessimistic as I am, I would not want to be graduating with any other class than the ones I am today. You are all great people, and I know life will bring you all fortune. Now that we have to face reality and walk down this new, strange road in our lives with all the twists, turns, and bumps, everything will be just fine, because we all have each other if no one else. The most important thing is do not forget. Do not forget the failures, the achievements, and the memories. Memories are so precious, and they're the only thing left, so please treasure them. Never take them for granted, because you'll never know how much they mean until they are gone. As this stage in our life comes to an end, I would like to thank all the greatest educators a person could have, and I couldn't have not done it without all of you, and I will miss you guys so much. Also, thanks to my friends and family. You guys are so incredible, and a special thanks to my mom. You made everything possible, and you never stopped believing in me. I love you, Mom. And to the class of 2005, you are extraordinary, and we made it! Yeah! Woo!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, board members, faculty, staff, and graduates. We are all here this night to honor our graduates, cite their outstanding achievements, and to advise them one last time before we call them free birds. As many moments are very poignant in our school, one was particularly moving that happened this past Friday, the seniors' last day at school. Every year, the seniors' last day is very difficult for the faculty. The only feeling I can liken it to is when a parent experiences a child leaving home to be an adult on their own. During the last 10 minutes of school, the seniors went through the halls, passing out individually written parting messages to all the faculty members. The messages were very personal and moving. Also during this time, the seniors had their class song, Free Bird by Leonard Skinner, play, just at the right volume over our school's PA system. The music, the lyrics, the embraces by the students were all too much. Tears welled in our eyes and the hearts ached in our chests. And of course, here comes Mr. Whitman with a camera to capture this poignant moment. As our free birds leave the nest, we need to remind them why they were in school. They were learning to be successful and productive adults. As teachers, we are not only responsible for instilling academics into our students, but through legislation such as No Child Left Behind and Education Yes, we are responsible to prepare these students for the world of work. As career development coordinator at the alternative school, I received comments on our students' performance while on the job at businesses around the Davison community. In the 3 years I have had this position, over 100 students have participated. I have only had one dissatisfied employer. The senior class has contributed wonderfully to our reputation as providing qualified, respectful, and responsible student employees from the alternative high school, and I thank you for that. In addition to offering our work-study program, all juniors and senior students are strongly urged to take our school-to-work transition class. This class prepares students for the world of work by giving them practice filling out employment applications, updating their resumes, and preparing for interviews. The class also has students focus on their interests and passions by using many different interest surveys and aptitude measurements. The students also complete an educational development plan that allows students to cite all of their interests and plan how they will obtain their desired careers. And if this is not enough to keep the students busy, we end up having 15 to 20 local professionals come in and speak personally about their careers. This gives students a chance to ask firsthand about exactly what a certain professional does during a normal day, what the pay scale is, and how available jobs are in that profession. The students always ask how much it pays first. Graduates, you are now being allowed to fly free. On your own, please use the following bit of advice while in this flight of life. Please work in the kind of profession that makes you excited to begin each new day. Allows for a balanced life, one that leaves time for family, friends, hobbies, and interests. And a profession you truly love and have passion for. Graduates, when you are working in a profession that is your true passion, it will satisfy you in directions you never dreamed of. One of these, believe it or not, is life expectancy. It has been proven by research at Duke University that out of 788 factors considered to affect how long a person will live, the top predictor was a person's job satisfaction. This even beat out such factors as health habits and genetics. Speaking for the teachers, we have worked very hard to prepare you all for your flight in life. I guess it is time to let you go. I'm a very sentimental person. Hanging on to beautiful memories of the past is one of my passions. This graduating class includes in its membership the first 7th grade class we had at the alternative high school. We have had some of these students for 6 years. It is very difficult to allow this graduating class to fly free. But as the lyrics of this class song remind us, for I must be traveling on now, there's too many places I haven't seen. And if I stayed here with you now, things just wouldn't be the same. Well, I'm free as a bird now, and this bird you cannot change. We never wanted to change you, graduates. We simply wanted to enable you to use your intelligence and to find your passions that were already inside of you. In closing, I am reminded of an elderly gentleman I was speaking to out at Suncrest Nursing Home, where my mother was. And this was a couple years ago. I asked him if he had it to do all over again, what would he have done differently? First, he told me he would have taken better care of his teeth. Then he said he would have worked less at a job that paid him well, but he hated, and spent more time with his children. He also told me that if he did it right the first time, he would not have had any regrets. I know I'm going to floss my teeth every day from now on. I love all of you. Fly Free Graduates 2005. Thank you.
I don't know who it was that said all things you love becomes a part of you, but they must have been a very smart person. Knowing how far each one of you have come truly overwhelms me with so much pride. Congratulations. With me tonight, we have representatives that will be presenting scholarships to 4 of our students. First, I'd like to introduce to you from Baker College, Kevin Panasic. Let's welcome Kevin.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Baker College, I'd like to thank Ms. Russo and the Davison Community Schools for inviting us to be here tonight to participate in a very special ceremony. As many graduations that I've sat through, it never ceases to amaze me as I sit and listen to people talk, how it can choke a person up. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience. Baker College has been a part of the Genesee County community since 1911, and thanks to the support of people like you see here today, we have grown from a very small school downtown with nothing more than a handful of students to a college system with 13 campuses and over 32,000 students statewide. I'm here tonight to welcome 2 of our newest students. Before I do that, I first want to recognize the accomplishments of all of you here today. I wish that I could hand a scholarship to every one of you who wanted to go to Baker College and scholarships to any other place that you wanted to go, but unfortunately I can't do that. All of you have overcome many, many obstacles, most of which I have no idea of, but I know that it's not an easy accomplishment today to do what you've done. And the piece of paper that you will have in your hands tonight will be one of the most valuable pieces of paper that you will ever receive. It will open the door to many, many opportunities to you in your future. And as you've already heard tonight, this journey has just begun. I'm here tonight specifically to recognize 2 of you. 2 of you who have set yourselves apart, not only in the classroom, in your demeanor, in your behavior, in your commitment to learning, in your commitment to continuing your education. Baker College is an opportunity that's not an easy one. Quite often people think that it's going to be simple. Just go off, go to a few classes, graduate, and get a job. All of you will find out that from this day forward, nothing will be simple. The scholarships that I'm here to award tonight will provide 2 of you an education for the next 2 years. It will provide half of your tuition for the next 2 years if you so choose to continue that long. And it's with a lot of honor and excitement that I welcome to the stage Mr. David Lynch. And Miss Karen Flint. Thank you all again.
So that you know, we have not told our students who were going to be receiving scholarships this evening. This is a surprise to them. They have applied for these scholarships and have been waiting for this news. I'd next like to present from the Davison Business and Professional Service Club, a woman that, after talking to for about 5 minutes on the phone, I felt I knew for a very long time. She has been a part of this organization for 49 years. 49 years. She's a lifetime member, and she is a Davison High School graduate. Please help me to welcome Gloria Waters.
Good evening. My name is Gloria Waters. And with me tonight is Helen Lynn and Sheila Walsh, also from the Davison Business and Professional Women's Service Club. Tonight, with the help of the United Way and our own fundraisers, we'll be presenting 2 $1,000 scholarships. For 49 wonderful years, the Davison Business and Professional Women have been servicing the Davison community by contributing to the Care and Share program, the library, the Playscape, Outreach East, and the Walk and Bike Trail. We also provided a pavilion at the regional park. We've provided food and clothing for needy families at Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. We've provided the 4 signs at the 4 entrances to the city and the big D in front of Central L on M15. We sponsored the mitten trees at the banks, and tonight we're very proud of our record of giving scholarships for 33 years, which is longer than any other club in Davison. Now will the following please come forward to receive your awards. Amber Giroux. Amber is already attending Ross Medical School. Jenna Pickett. Jenna will be attending Baker College. Thank you.
At this time, members of the Board of Education, Superintendent of Schools, parents, friends, I would like to introduce you or present to you the candidates for graduation. Nine and 10.
Bren Michael Skura. Sarah Jean Perkins. Rose Darby. Nikki Marie Edwards. Jenna Pickett. Robert McKenzie. William Norman. Megan Marie Tucker Ferber. Katie Lynn Cohen. Amber Rose Hunt. Mary Lisa Maselli. Justin Bright. Sean Michael Yaklovich. Aaron Walking Cole. Jack L. Griffin Jr. David Edmund Lynch. Karen Lynn Flint. Ryan Mann. Kaylee Kirby. Dina Spencer. Taffy Ann Jacobs. Amber Giroux. Sarah Lauren Wavia Green. Robert J. Landers II. Kevin Austin. Nicole Muskie. Lauren Hart. Garrett J. Freeman. Ryan Enriquez.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating class of 2005. If we could be seated just for a moment. There's a couple other things that we need to do. Good job. I would like to have David Lynch return to the stage, please. As David is coming up here, I too want to mention that there have been many, many, many challenges that this class has encountered. As we sat last Wednesday and had our senior breakfast and looked about the room, we couldn't help but feel very, very proud of all of them. I'd like to present to you the salutatorian of this class, David Lynch. And if I could have Amber Giroux come up, please. And the valedictorian of this class. couple closing remarks. Thanks very much, Mr. Schuster. And young people, believe me, you perform stronger and better every year that I hear you. Keep that up, okay? As I started to mention, the staff and I, meaning all of us, work very closely with these kids, and they have encountered a lot of things. And over the last 15 years, we've not had a class that has been quite so independent in terms of individual natures. And these students were definitely individuals. And as we sat last Wednesday morning at senior breakfast and looked about the room, it was not hard to see why. There are members of this class who lost mothers and fathers while in high school. There's a member of this class who lost 2 brothers while in high school in separate accidents. This class lost a classmate to suicide when they were in the 7th grade. And it goes on. At the same time, on this side of the stage, we have a young man that's on his way to the Navy in less than 15 days. And on this side, a young lady on her way to the Marines in the next 15 days. My eyesight's not real good, so if I forget somebody, I apologize to begin with. But I believe on this side there's a cheerleader and a pom-pom girl, and I believe also on this side there is an all-conference football player, an all-conference heavyweight, and a member of the state over here. There he is, state wrestling championship. I want these 3 young men to stand and turn and face you. Aaron Cole, Jack Griffin, and David Lynch. These 3 young men are Michigan Merit Award winners. And thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, Jack. If you want someone who can cook an extremely good meal, capture the guy in the middle. The guy in the middle. This class presented the teachers with the first staff appreciation meal, which they organized on their own, and it was tremendous. And the list of accomplishments just continues to go on. And I'm very, very proud of them. I want them to know that I love them. God bless. I love you. Thank you, Doc. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Perkins. Mr. Schuster, will you help us? And ladies, thank you. Okay. One last minute. If there's any lady in this auditorium tonight that would like to become a part of a service club that's been giving away scholarships for 31 years, this will be the last year that'll happen unless we get some involvement. It's a good group to belong to. Let's go, Jimmy.